Now we should have some sound.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, it's good to be back.
Look who's here. I want to introduce to you, this is Tommy Alderman. I am married. I have a husband.
Yeah. Boy, I do feel like a stranger in my house sometimes because, uh-oh, I got to mute that. So I know we are getting sound at least. Yeah, my schedule's been nuts lately. You know, back, I don't know, Patty, a couple of years ago when did I travel so much? How long has it
It's been at least 5 years ago.
Has it been that long?
Or longer, yeah. All the kids are still home.
Yeah, all the kids are still home. And I worked for a public safety software developer. And for the first few years, I was in sales and was kind of responsible for the whole southeastern United States. And it required a lot of travel. In fact, I remember the last year that I was in sales, I went to 26 conferences in that year. And, there's, 52 weeks in a year. You figure every other week. Well, it didn't work out just like that. There were some times where I would leave on a Sunday and the conference would be, set up on Sunday and dismiss on Wednesday, get home Wednesday afternoon.
Or Thursday sometimes.
And have to turn right around and go back. So there were times during that year where I had several conferences lined up together, and it was a lot.
Yeah.
And it was...
And me and the kids would go with him a lot of times, but...
Prior to that year.
Yeah, but, we homeschooled the kids so we could all go. But, as they got older, the girls cheered, and then the younger two played tennis, and so it just wasn't so easy just to up and leave. We couldn't just bring school books with us and go, so they had other activities. So that was a hard year.
Yeah. It was, the job was great when the kids were smaller because, for example, a popular conference site was still is the Perdido Beach Resort in Orange Beach, Alabama. I think our kids thought for a while it was our summer home because there was 1 or 2 years at least that we did 4 conferences a year at the Perdido Beach Resort. So my kids, knew every square inch of that facility, and we also did 4 conferences a year for a while, it seems, 3 or 4.
Yeah, 3 I think was mainly the main part.
Well, I'm talking about in Pigeon Forge.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
So we had a summer home and like a winter home, but it wasn't always in the winter when we went up there. But
we actually bought season tickets to Dollywood.
Yeah, we had
2 years in a row.
Family season passes to Dollywood for a couple of years in a row, and
it was a blessing. But that second year, going to the conferences and everything, towards the end of the season of him traveling even to the beach and to Tennessee, the kids would say, "Do we have to go?"
Yeah,
because they were tired of traveling. They didn't like the long drive. So
yeah, our kids got tired of going to the beach, believe it or not, and tired of going to Dollywood.
But it was such a blessing because we really didn't get to take vacations much. But prior to that, so it was like we got them all in a few years. So the years that we missed.
And the company I work for is great. They pay for my fuel, they pay for my hotel room, and frankly, they didn't care how many people I crammed in my truck or how many people I crammed in my hotel room. So obviously, food and things like that, the company wouldn't buy food for my family, and but still, pretty inexpensive vacations at very nice facilities.
Yeah, he had to work, and me and the kids played.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm not directly in sales anymore. I'm kind of semi-involved in sales, and we'll try to make a sale when the opportunity presents itself. But I'm in project management now, and so I've got less about. I'll see it. I'll get to it in a minute.
No, I'm laughing about Jana. She says, "I hear Sugar Bear."
Yeah, the tap dancing in the background is Sugar Bear. She just had a bath.
Yeah.
And so she's quite excited about that. And I think Carly Ann's going to probably take the blow dryer somewhere else to dry her. She's got to be. We got to shave her.
Yeah.
Come here, Shug. Come here, Shug.
Oh, she don't look pretty with her hair all wet.
No, she don't look pretty with her hair all wet.
Say hey to everybody, Shug.
She looks like she's got a perm, you know. Hey, Shug. Say hey, Sugar Bear.
Hey to everybody.
Hey, Shug.
She is shedding so bad.
So bad. I mean, you know, we have to dust mop every day, and there she is tap dancing again. I shouldn't have bothered her. But anyway, so I don't have to travel as much with my new responsibilities as a project manager, but I've hit a
traveling spurt.
I've hit a traveling spurt and have been gone a lot, and it's stressful on Patty. She's got so much on her already, and y'all.
I told them about the pigs, I think, already.
My animals have a communication network, and they know when my truck hits Highway 84, and it's on. You know, I mean, it's like nothing. It's not true that nothing ever happens when I'm here,
but not as much.
Not as much, and it's like I hate to hear my phone ring. What I need to do is give our cross street neighbor. A lot of times is the one that calls to report pigs out, you know, and very nice about it. I mean, they're being helpful, but I ought to give them a special ringtone. So.
Yeah, make sure you answer.
So at least I know. At least I know it's coming. So
Suburban Hillbilly says that her husband travels a lot too, and it's a lot to do by yourself. Yeah, and that's we as we're getting older and everything and thinking about the farm, that's something to think about too, having to deal with that. And we just want to make things a little bit easier on both of us,
well, no, make it easier on Patty. She's the one that needs it. Because the truth of the matter is, I mean, this traveling scenario with my work, it'll never be like it was back when I was in sales. But it could be maybe not quite as regular as it is right now, but close. And it could be that way. So we've got some things to think about in considering that.
Yeah.
So
Suburban Hillbilly said, "Who did you work for?" She missed it. ADSI. It's a public software company.
Yeah, ADSI, public safety software. We develop software for law enforcement, mostly law enforcement. We do have some fire software and some EMS software, some court software. But we develop software for 911 centers that the dispatchers can dispatch units and all of that. And if you don't know what all is entailed, it may not make any sense to you how complicated it is. It's not something you buy out of the box. It's all customized per customer. Law enforcement records management, jail management, court management, things like that. So, and with my background in law enforcement, that's why they brought me on. I'm not a computer guy. Even though,
he is. He does very good on computers. He just is not a software developer.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. I'm an right. I know how to. I'm an end user. I'm a very proficient computer user, but don't get me under the hood. Don't get me on the hood of my truck either. Don't get me under the hood of nothing. And anyway, it keeps me with my background in law enforcement. It causes me not to miss it so much, because I'm constantly in police departments and sheriff's departments, hanging out with my people.
Yeah, It was a very easy transition for him to step out of law enforcement into this, because, like you said, he still used to rub elbows with the police officers and stuff. But thank God he's not a police officer.
Yeah,
anymore.
Thanks, Jared. Glad to be home.
Yes,
Jared said, "Welcome home," and hello, Patty. And I saw some stuff up here. Somebody, Grandpa. Sorry to hear about the loss to Auburn. Well, you may have missed it, but it didn't take long. Our head coach and offensive coordinator have been fired as of today. Ed Orgeron, our defensive line coach, has been named the interim head coach. And the last little piece of news I got was that they are bringing in Pete Jenkins as the defensive line coach, which I think Pete's about 173 years old right now, but he is the greatest. He's legendary. So we'll see. I got mixed emotions. Patty said, "You're not going to talk about LSU the whole time," and I'm not. I'm not. So I got mixed emotions. Coach Miles did a lot for the program. He certainly gave the most, or some of the most entertaining press conferences you've ever seen in your life. He had quirkiness, and my hope is that now that the deed has been done, it was time, I think. Really, end of last season, and I can't believe they messed that up so bad. But now that it's been done, my hope is that people will look back, give him the proper send off, and look back fondly over the fact that, like the winningest coach in LSU history, the last few years notwithstanding.
They're not going to look back fondly.
Yeah, they will.
Those people hate him.
No, I know, but in time they will. In time people will. That's the finickiness of people. They want to cut his throat, but once the deed's done, they're like, "Hey, thanks, coach." So,
I don't know if it had cost me that much money to get rid of somebody, I'd just kept them.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
but I don't feel the same about sports as other people do.
No, and you got to realize though, it's a big business, and at some point, they just expanded the stadium to hold like 100 and something thousand people. There were 75,000 there for the last game, so it's costing you money to keep him at the same time. But anyway, enough about that. So, let's see. I know I don't want to harp on this because it's kind of hard to do that interacting back and forth with the chat, but some of the early birds, Rain and Wheatree and Simply and some others, were talking about apparently there's been some issues with folks. Pete Jenkins losing subscriptions, and we notice a little dip every now and then. In fact, I had a little dip a few weeks ago, and so I don't know if it's something that's widespread. It seems like Brad has been talking about it from what I picked up in the comments. A dip in subscriptions, actually a minus. We actually had a minus day, and our 28-day rolling average is plus anywhere from plus 150 to plus 300 and something, and I don't freak out over stats or get anal about them, but I did. I just noticed the little graph the other day and looked at it, and we had a day where we lost like 12 subscribers on one day. So and I didn't really investigate. Some of those are closed accounts. Sometimes YouTube scrubs subscriber bases. If somebody hadn't been active in a long time, they'll scrub them. So I don't know if it's legitimate or not. We'll just have to wait and see. Usually my attitude is wait it out. It generally comes out in the wash. But
Grandpa said it's been a system-wide housekeeping. I don't know.
Oh, has it? Yeah, it may be.
And Big Family said they had over 100 people say they were unsubbed against their will.
Wow.
But look, first off, I want to say I am sorry to Faye and Roy. I have not done the granola cereal, sent them the granola cereal recipe, and I will do a video on that the next time I make it, but it's not been that long since I made it, so it'll be a little while. I'll make a huge batch when I do it. But I've not forgotten the email. I've been out of town, actually, at a tennis tournament. So Tommy came home, Wednesday?
Oh, I wish I'd have got that little clip of Corey playing tennis. Yeah.
Anyway, he came home Wednesday, and I left Thursday morning at 6 o'clock in the morning. So we passed each other. And so I got home yesterday, and so I had a great little time away. So I was glad to get to go watch our youngest son play tennis, and my youngest daughter actually met us there. So
we may actually, have to remember whenever they have another match, which this is pre-season. The season's not until the spring, and but they had an ITA match, and they're supposed to play a couple of others with some higher division colleges just for practice, and we ought to put some of those on YouTube.
Oh yeah, we need to.
We may do that just to show you, because Corey's good. He's good, and the team is good too.
Yeah, it was really neat. See, Ginger said, what kind of animals do you have? We have American guinea hogs. We have too many of them, and they're for sale. So, not all of them, but most of them are for
$25
sale.
a head. Basically $1 a pound.
Yeah, $1 a pound.
Live weight.
They're for raising for meat. So, they're for your freezer. They're not breeding stock. But anyway, we have those. We have dairy goats, and we also have meat goats that have Kinko crosses.
Kiko.
It sounds good to say Kiko, don't it? So y'all just say yeah on there. But anyway, that's the way I say it. I forget.
That's all right.
Anyway, and we
they're
have
good
one.
at printing.
We have one Jersey cow and a calf on her that we were given, but where Tommy traded work for. But anyway, oh, thanks, Roy and Faye, for being so understanding. But anyway, so let's see what else. We have lots of chickens.
Well, we have these.
Yeah, we have.
Hang on a second. Let me get that out of the way. We have these.
That's my our Delaware chickens that you're seeing in that video, and there may be. I'm gonna point to it, and y'all can't even see me
Yeah,
pointing.
Patty's pointing.
Yeah, there's one breast that's in that picture. But anyway, and then that's our midget white turkeys, and
there's a couple of midget white turkeys that have gotten
yeah,
trapped in the pig pen.
Pig pen, yeah. Tommy's gonna get those out this evening, though.
Yeah, we got the pigs pinned up because somebody's coming to get a few here next week, and I'm trying to put a little extra weight on them. We're also going to be taking some to the slaughterhouse.
And also they've been being bad, so they're punished.
Yeah.
I like that better. But anyway, we have those chickens, and these are our Freedom Rangers that we're raising. We have 75 of those on the ground.
Well, probably about 73 now.
Why?
We've lost 2.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's not funny, Claudian. Anyway, so...
Well, we didn't lose them. I know right where they are.
Yeah. And probably in a dog's belly.
Actually, they're in pigs' bellies.
What?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a Bielefelder rooster right there. We're raising those. I only have 2 hens, and so we'll be hatching some eggs out of the Bielefelder. So far, they're mine and Tommy's favorite, the way they have grown out. And they're just pretty. I like a colorful chicken. And so, anyway, and we also have black Australarp chickens and a few Rhode Island red chickens. So we're going to see how the Delawares lay. They're supposed to lay a jumbo egg their second year, so I'm excited to see that. And I think we have a lot of dogs and a lot of cats.
And goats. You didn't say anything about your... Oh, you did say goats. That's
Remember?
right. Yeah,
Kiko?
Sorry.
Yeah.
We have innumerable cats.
Ginger,
but we have 0 mice.
Ginger, we're in... yeah, that's right. And very few moles. Those little bitty things that make holes in the ground.
Them suckers find them moles, boy. The dogs do too.
Yeah. Yeah, the dogs had one the other day.
Did they?
I saw it, yeah. But anyway, Ginger, we're in central Mississippi?
Yeah, south central.
Yeah.
I guess. Jared, what would you call south central Mississippi?
So, and we actually, the Freedom Rangers, we process ourselves, and we've actually started processing our pigs too. We can't process our pigs for sale to the public, but we process them for ourselves. So
yeah, Grandpa was asking, don't you process your own? I'm not sure if he was asking about the pigs or the birds.
The chickens, yeah. But we invested in a chicken plucker a few years ago, and we actually rent that out to people to help. We haven't paid for it yet, but by the rentals, but it'll eventually pay for itself.
Probably paid a third of it.
Yeah, maybe so.
Maybe.
But
plus we've gotten uses out of it.
Yeah.
So
we'll be slaughtering in I think it's the end of October,
November.
beginning November.
1st of November.
So I tried to plan it a little better to where it's a good bit before Thanksgiving, but it is still cool. I want it to be cool, and hopefully it could be hot. Down here you just can't ever tell about that. But anyway, so we're going to process some more hogs for ourselves too. Once we but they need to gain a little weight. They didn't have the younger ones that we had slaughtered. We killed 6 about 2 months ago, and I wasn't pleased with the fat layer. And plus, with the way we skinned them, we took a lot of fat too. So we don't typically scrape them. We've never done that, but we may actually do that this winter. Try that.
Okay.
So
it's a whole lot easier skinning them suckers. I don't know how to do I don't even know how to pronounce it. Charcuterie or whatever. The actual way, actually cutting up a hog into its traditional hog parts. I mean, we just quarter them, and when we do it here.
Yeah. And
we have to take them to the processor in Kosciuszko, Mississippi, and let them do it for the packaging. We have to do that by regulations.
Ginger asked, how do you learn to cut up a large animal?
YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube is great help. We probably are going to do a YouTube video. I want to do one on cutting up a chicken. People don't know how to cut up a chicken now. My mom taught me, and I'm not the best at it, but when it comes
She's pretty good.
We don't sell our chickens cut up. We sell them whole because it is a lot more work to cut them up. But actually, the pigs, like Tommy said, we quarter them, and we really do them just like a deer.
Yeah.
And the tenderloin or the pork chop, we actually take out just like you do a deer. And I do that like as little breakfast steaks or breakfast chops like that. So
having said that, we are going to, and we need to do this. Andy has offered. One of our chef friends has actually, it was his idea. I mean, he's excited about it. Wants to come here and do a video presentation of how to process a pig, to cut it up. What am I trying to say? Carve it, butcher it.
Carve it, I guess.
Carve it, I guess. I'm at a loss for words. My tongue is fat.
But Sharon said it in the chicken plucker wonderful.
What?
That Tommy operates the chicken plucker.
Yes.
We actually have some
friends. It's magic. It is magic.
We have some friends that's helped us the last few years, and but we have our jobs kind of mapped out for us. Tommy is the killer, and the scalder, and the one that puts him in the chicken plucker. Well, while you do like that, who's the gutter?
That was edifying, wasn't it? Tommy's the killer. I'm the dispatcher.
Well, I'm the gutter.
I'm the executioner.
What do you call it?
I hate to say that. The eviscerator.
Oh, I'm the eviscerator.
Yeah.
That's like a domestic engineer too.
Yeah. A refuse engineer.
But anyway, so we have a good little system. Our son Corey usually helps us. He's our youngest son, and he helps us, and he's good. He'll help me do the gutting and stuff like that, and just whatever he'll help. So anyway.
Let me find it. Sharon Brown wants to know. I think Sharon was the one that mentioned a minute ago that are up in the
about the chicken plucker.
That the Delawares are an old heritage breed. They are that. In fact, we talked about them kind of in depth in a previous episode. They were really kind of the original, not necessarily the original, but they were the meat bird of choice for a short period of time in the U.S. But she asked, where did we get our Delawares? She got hers from a girl in Missouri about 5 years ago.
I tried to get true old-time Delawares from an individual that's a breeder. I wasn't able to do that. Plus, I'm NPIP certified. Anyway, I wasn't able to get them that way, and so I did order them from Stromberg's, if I'm saying that.
Stromberg's. Stromb. Maybe one of the mods can find that link. Strombergs, I think. You may have to Google Stromberg poultry or Stromberg chickens or something like that and find the link.
They're not the easiest chickens to find, so I was really glad to find them. I have 23 hens right now, and I know I still have 23 hens because I counted them today.
Yeah. I haven't lost any of them that I know.
When I leave and my chickens disappear,
They're aggressive too. They, I
mean, not in a bad way.
No, not in a bad way, but there was one hen. We got a couple. You may have noticed it when we showed you. I'll put it up there again. And when we showed you the little video clip of the Freedom Rangers, they're in there. The Bielefelders. We had the Freedom Rangers in that barn stall, completely sealed off. Originally, that's where the Bielefelders were. You may recognize that if you had seen any of our clips.
Yeah, all of our younger birds start out in there.
Yeah, that's the brooder stall. And a couple of the Delawares had gotten out. Actually, a trio, right?
No, a trio.
A rooster and two hens, and we put them over in there. And,
just because Tommy went out and fed. I think it was on a Sunday morning, so he just pitched them over there.
No, I guess the clip did. Yeah. There's the rooster, but I know where the hen's at. She's up in the stall. Nope, there's one.
There's one hen.
And nope, they're both out there. Yeah. But this morning when I went and fed the chicks, they had there was one of those Delaware hens in there, and she wasn't like maniacally chasing the Freedom Ranger chicks around, but she was like a den mother, and she was like fussing at them, and it was so funny. But
also, let me say, I just saw somebody said, do we make sausage? Jana did. Jana asked if we make sausage. I make breakfast sausage, but I haven't made link sausage yet. I would like to do that. And you know, really once we're kind of trying to revamp our farm. We still want to sell to a certain extent to the public, but we mainly want to just sell our excess and not plan to sell to the public. I guess, or sell a smaller amount to the public. And so, because we don't have a lot of time to do some of the things and try some of the things that we'd like to do. So, I do want to do sausage. I've got bacon on my mind because Grandpa said, I think it was Grandpa.
Yeah, Grandpa. Grandpa's going to be making bacon on the
on his live show tonight.
Yeah, so I'm excited, and I'm
too.
glad, Grandpa, that you have changed your time slot because we'll be able to participate. Yeah, we feel so bad. We expect people to come watch our show, and we rarely get to tune in to the other Homestead Network shows because it ain't dark here yet, you know, and we
and especially with him traveling so much, it's like, go work, go get this thing.
Yeah. So I mean, it's hard to justify coming and sitting down at YouTube.
Because see, Grandpa will be on here at 9 o'clock. That's perfect.
No, is that right?
Well, it says Eastern what he wrote.
What is it, Grandpa?
Yeah,
you're at 10 Eastern, is that right?
Eastern Standard Time, yeah. And so that's 9 o'clock here, right?
Yeah, if it's 10 Eastern, it's 9 o'clock here. That's perfect. That's awesome because we enjoy your stream. Grandpa,
Tam said that her husband is a butcher. We need to go visit them.
Oh yeah, that'd be fine. We'll be there tomorrow. It's
Yeah.
already tomorrow, I think. But anyway, I saw somebody ask, what is NPIP certification? National Poultry Improvement Program, I think is the name of it.
Yeah.
And basically, it's just a legal requirement. The guy's super nice. No big deal. He comes out here and draws blood from a handful of chickens.
No, he tests in their flute for diseases.
Oh, I thought he also drew blood.
He may have before, but I don't think he always does that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the first time he drew blood. So maybe every so many times they do that. But then he comes and tests them for diseases, and it's just to certify that your flock is disease-free. And so, you know, no big deal. And they put little leg bands on the ones that they tested. And it's good for a year unless you introduce birds from...
Well, it just makes it void if you introduce birds that's not from NPIP.
Yeah, now if you buy chicks from established reputable hatcheries, McMurray, Hoover's, you know.
All the
reputable
are NPIP.
hatcheries, they're all going to be NPIP.
Yeah, because it's not just Mississippi. I think it's a United States thing.
It's national.
Yeah.
So they're all, you won't damage your NPIP certification if they come in from those hatcheries.
Somebody asked if we've ever processed Muscovy ducks.
Oh my gosh, I saw that and was hoping you wouldn't.
I won't tell the story, but anyway, yes,
you can tell
have.
It.
Well,
Muscovy ducks are the devil.
We just had a hard time with that first one. Tommy didn't. I think he had a dull knife. That was the problem.
I don't think it costs anything. Does NPIP cost?
No.
Like $10 or something.
I don't think that's what costs. I think to get
the egg license.
My egg license costs $10.
I don't think the NPIP. I don't think the NPIP thing costs
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so we have processed Muscovy ducks and
for ourselves.
Yeah, for ourselves, and I really, in a way, I would like to have them again, but I'll just never forget when we had the last flock that we had. My peas were disappearing, and I couldn't imagine how a rat was crawling up the pea vines and getting my peas and not knocking them all to the ground because they were shelled, you know. And so I didn't know what was getting my peas. And early one morning I went out there, and it was my Muscovy ducks. They were there because they were tall enough, and they were shelling the peas and eating my peas.
Shelling them on the vine. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you something. So, Jared says Muscovies are better than pigs. Well, Jared's had a bunch of Muscovies. You don't have none now, do you?
And he's got pigs.
Last
though.
I know, yeah. But y'all, I wish we could have filmed this because it was been. I mean, how old was Corey?
Oh, Corey would have been 3.
Corey was 3, looking in the window, looking out the window.
16 years ago.
So he's 19 now, and we had. This was when we were still in Louisiana, the last place we lived in Louisiana. And we had a big old Muscovy duck. And look, Muscovy meat is incredible.
Yeah, it's red meat, and really when I would cook it, you wouldn't know it wasn't a roast.
Nah,
It was really good.
And
it's not fishy like
so the
duck
literature says if you cure it like a ham, it's indistinguishable from ham. You prepare it like a roast. In fact, we did that when I was with the Baker Police Department. We invited a bunch of the guys over for either Thanksgiving dinner or Christmas dinner or
Easter,
something, or Easter or something, and we told them it was roast, and they were all blown away when we told them it was duck.
Yeah.
But scientifically, if I remember correctly, they're really not a duck, but they call them a duck because they don't have anything else to call them. But they won't die. There's no way to convey this story properly, but we had a huge Muscovy drake.
And he was mean, too.
And I thought
he would jump on you and scratch you and
stuff.
Yeah.
So he was destined for freezer camp, and I made the mistake of thinking I could just wring his neck. And
it was our first experience killing a duck.
I did not know that. You may not know this, but fire hoses are made out of Muscovy necks. Apparently, no. But that was about what it was like trying to wring a fire hose. I was slinging this big joker around, and he weighed I don't know how much, so I'm about blowed out, and
Tommy was huffing and puffing.
I was huffing and puffing, and I was in pretty good shape, and the sucker just wouldn't die. And so I don't remember everything, but I had him like pinned down on the ground, get me a knife, and Corey's looking out the window, 3 years old, with his eyes like this big.
I was inside looking out. The neighbor kids was outside. The older kids was outside, all around Tommy. Tommy's trying to kill him.
I'm trying to look up Patty through the window and said, "Get me a knife!" And I can't believe I didn't have one.
It was so funny.
And that big sucker's laying there with his head on the side. He's looking up at me with that eye, and they hiss.
He wasn't having a hard time breathing. He was hissing at Tommy.
I didn't know if I needed a shotgun or an exorcist. So anyway, that was a...
Yeah, Jared says time for the 10 gauge. Yeah, that would have been an easier way to deal with it. But
I think,
anyway,
what did I end up doing? Decapitating it?
You cut it.
I ended up decapitating him. That sucker was some good eating now.
But it was so weird because it was the duck that we went and got. What is that? What kind of movie? Stephen King or Steve? I don't know movie things.
That's
I'm
not
sorry.
what I'm laughing at. Grandpa said, so Tommy's not only the killer, he's bad at it. Yeah.
Oh.
Not anymore. Because from then on out, I don't remember how many other Muscovies we processed over the course. Even after we moved up here. Shotgun. I processed them with a shotgun from 30 paces or whatever. So.
Anyway, so I guess that's a closed chapter in our life. I guess we're not going to get Muscovy ducks anymore since he feels so strong.
Because not only did they strip our peas, they stripped the peas of our across the street neighbor Tommy, the best neighbor in the world. And
that don't make good neighbors.
That don't make good neighbors. No. And I told him, hey man, put him in a pot, And plus they wanted to get in our. Yeah, you're right, Jared. That duck won. He won that battle, but he lost the war. So what else? Let's see. We got.
Let me just. I haven't seen that about you being a bad killer. Or did you have a license to hunt those ducks?
Nah. Yeah, Grandpa said so.
I know, but I didn't see that. I don't know.
All right. What is the best way to dispatch them? I don't know. A shotgun works really well.
Yeah, that's. There it is.
Wow, anyway. Grit says the butcher there charged $2.25 per chicken to butcher to wrap. So
that's not bad.
So Grizz, you talking about you bring them a live bird, and they dispatch it, butcher it, and wrap it, $2.25 per chicken? That's not bad at all.
There's a place over on the coast that would be an hour or hour and a half drive. I'm saying the coast. I think it's in Batesville. It's away from us. But anyway, I think they charge 25 cents a pound. So that's about what it would be, because 5 pounds or a little over 4 pounds would be about that. So, but we've not opted for that. We actually can do 35 to 50 chickens in a morning, and so that's not too bad. We didn't plan on ending up with 75 chicks, but I always, get different people to go in with me when I order them, because if you order 100 chicks, they're $1.15 a piece, $1.55 with shipping. And if you order less than that, they're $1.55 each plus shipping. So it saves a little money at the beginning with them. So I always ask people to go in with me. Well, there was one couple that wanted 25, and when I texted them the Wednesday before they were coming on Friday, they told me it was right when the big flood had happened in Louisiana. They just said they were sorry, but they were having to go to Louisiana so much and help their family because of their flooding. They had, I think, 2 family members that actually flooded. So
it's hard to be mad about that.
Yeah, so
right?
we actually, but I need to get to selling some more chickens. Which last time we sold chickens, I was afraid we were going to have to turn people away. So I don't think it's a big deal because I really want to put at least 25 in the freezer, and I think I've already sold 20. So
yeah, we'll sell them because we really hadn't even made an effort.
Oh no, I haven't made an effort because there's one lady that I know wants to get some chickens, and I've got to talk to her and see how many she wants before I actually advertise. Because if she wants 25, I'm good with 25 in the freezer.
Yeah. Hey, Sharon Brown had another good question. I think it was Sharon. It seems like it's the thing has skipped on me now. So it may not have been her. Forgive me if it wasn't Sharon. Somebody tell me who it was. But ask which livestock brings the most money. Well, certainly that's going to depend on the area of the country that you're in, number one. It's going to depend on what market avenues that are available to you. It's going to depend on how much you want to work to maximize those market areas. Having said all of that, I can tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt what's going to bring us the most money right here, and that's goats.
Well, I agree.
Not right this, because
I agree. I was going to say the chickens.
Well, that
because they're a fast turnover.
That's true.
But no, the goats. I think you're right. The goats.
There is a processing facility just south of us. What, 20 minutes? Going the back way, it's like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
There's a processing facility about 20 minutes south of us that was they had a thriving business in New Orleans prior to Katrina, and these guys supply like many of the Mediterranean type restaurants throughout the New Orleans area and elsewhere. And so they, as far as I know, as far as I understand, they opened their processing facility up here post Katrina, and so they could keep their business going. And he basically said, he can take every goat we can produce, and I don't remember, what was it,
$3.59 a pound.
$3.59 a pound hanging weight. Now he does his hanging weight a little different than anybody else, because he said that the average or the market price is $4. Say hey, Carly Ann, you're on camera. Bye, sweetie.
Bye.
He's heading back to Mississippi State, where at least their football team won yesterday. It wasn't ugly, it wasn't pretty, but they won. But anyway, he said the market price is $4 a pound hanging weight, but his hanging weight includes the head. Did he say head, heart, and lungs, or just head and heart?
No, just head, heart, and liver.
Head, heart, and liver. So that adds weight to it. So we took a few goats down there and were blown away by the paycheck. So
two of them were a little larger than what he wants, but he took them anyway.
He took them anyway, and he told me that. He at first he was like, "These are bigger than we really want," and I said, "Oh well, I'll bring it." "Oh no, I'll buy them." You know, so
that's that's a very good market for us. But the meat chickens is a fast turnover. Now we're trying to grow our own meat chickens. That's why we have the Bielefelders and the Delaware.
Right.
So hopefully we don't have to invest the upfront money. We have an incubator. We'll hatch out the eggs and everything, and so that'll give us a little bit of savings. And raising them, we're going to try and do it a little bit different. We're going to try and move their range a little bit more in hopes that the free rangers will eat better out. But it cost us the first time we did it, it cost us $12 a bird to raise them, which is, it sounds enormous, I know it does, but that's what it cost us. We kept detailed records. That's counting the bags we bagged them in. That's counting the ice we used after we slaughtered. Every little thing, the pine shavings that we put down for bedding, everything.
And that's too much. We could probably shave that.
And one thing that count, the ice was over $10. I don't need to do that again. So I'm actually preparing now. For my ice by freezing, jugs of water and stuff like that. But we charge now. We just broke even the last time, but now we charge $3.50 a pound. In fact, somebody else locally is charging $4 a pound. I forgot to tell you that.
Oh, so we're charging $4 a pound. $3.75.
Well, anyway, so. Now our birds sell from $16 to $18.
They're huge.
They were way too big last time, but because we had some 6-pound birds, I tried to keep those for us because that was just too big. People don't want that big of a bird.
People don't want that big of a bird.
But anyway, so that's an easy profit. Even if it costs you $12 to raise them and everything and get them to slaughter, that's still a profit of $4 a bird. If you have 100 birds, that's $400. So that's in 11 weeks. You're going to have $400 that you have profit. So that's not bad.
We've only done it a few times, and so we'll get better. Like for one thing, we need to be able to process the birds at the younger the age, the better. But the problem is, the first time we did it, it was amazing. We processed some at 10 weeks, right? They had like 0 fat. We processed.
No, that was 9 weeks, I think. I think that was a little early.
I thought it was 10 and 11.
Maybe you're right.
I think it was 10 weeks, then 11. Patty thinks it was 9 or 10.
You may be right.
But one of us is right, most likely. And it's probably her, just going by history.
Just a week's difference.
A week's difference. So the first batch, let's say we processed at 9 weeks or 10 weeks with no fat on them.
I mean, no
fat. 1 week later, either 10 or 11 weeks, and there was fat. It was amazing. And the quality of the meat with that one additional week was amazing. So, we as we go, we'll learn. We're learning. So I wanted to say one more thing about the goats, about raising a herd of meat goats. You notice Patty said we don't want to have upfront cost on our eventual meat birds. We don't want to have to keep buying free, because that's part of the $12 per bird is the cost of them. Well, if we can get rid of that, that brings our profit up, our cost down, profit up. Right. Well, I can tell you there's a little bit of an urge, knowing with the offer we have standing from this processing facility south of us for goats. There's a little bit of an urge to go out there and find us a herd of goats and bring them in here, and expand our herd overnight. But we've resisted that urge, and we're going to do it organically. That's not to say that if we come up on the right deal, we might pick up a goat here or there to improve the stock or something. But we're not going to go out and buy 60 goats to explode our herd. We're just going to let it happen organically. We're keeping the females that are born that will eventually grow, and then we'll bring in a new Kiko or boar Kiko cross or something.
We're in need of a Kiko buck right now. But right now we have 13 goats. We have a Nubian male right now, our buck that he's bred some of them. We do have some purebred Nubian does also for our milk because we find we like that milk the best. But gosh, if I look at those questions, I lose my train of thought. I can't do two things at one time.
Don't look at mine, because these are my questions. You got your questions over there.
I know, I looked at mine. There's a question about the chicken flugger.
Big Bear, yo. Sorry, that's how far I am behind on the comments.
Oh, golly, you're way behind.
I'm way behind.
But anyway, and I counted today, we have 11 does right now. And some of those are our Kiko crosses, and so they'll be just used for that. I have mostly dairy goats that are like a mix of dairy, but I do have the 4 Nubian does that we're going to use for our milk stock. Hopefully all will go well with that. But anyway, actually the goats could be a lot more profitable than what we're making them, because we've not gotten into a milking routine. And I have 2 or 3 people lined up wanting goat milk from me, and I just have not got into a routine of milking every day. And then Tommy's been gone so much, and the barn is not ready to be milked in, and it's just kind of crazy around here. So goat milk, I can get $8 a gallon easily for it right now. Even like I could probably get more for it, because I know in Jackson a few years ago they were charging $12 a gallon. So I don't want to do highway robbery. I want it to be worth my while to go out there and milk the goats for people, because we always leave our babies on them. So we only milk when we need. We can only milk when we need milk, but or when we have milk to sell. So so actually our goats could be way more profitable than they are.
They could.
Because we could. With the amount of, we can legally milk 8 head of goat here and sell the milk. And if we're milking 8 goats, we could be possibly looking at 4 gallons of milk a day. More like 3.
Probably more like 3.
But I mean, at $8 a gallon, that's $24 a day. So
you certainly pay for the feed.
Yeah, it would definitely pay for our feed and everything.
And more.
Yeah. So we really need to revamp. I really would like more of a milking parlor and get the milking away from the barn.
Yeah. Hint.
Yeah.
Wow, so, Jana and them processed 50 chickens with no plucker in a day.
Jana, you need to come get our plucker.
No, you need to come over here and just do our chickens.
Yeah, she needs to come help us.
Wow, Grizz says, that it was $2.25 for dispatching, butchering, and wrapping those birds. That's amazing.
Wow.
And I'm still way back in the comments, y'all.
I missed Jana's comment.
You don't pay attention.
Oh, is that what it is? Huh. Oh, somebody had asked where we got the plucker from. I can't remember the name of the place, but I know he was out of Florida, but it's an Easy Plucker.
Yeah, we went through the.
That was the best.
The name of it just went right across.
That was the best deal I could find on it, and the bags we used to bag our chickens, I love them. They're shrink wrap bags.
The place we got it in Florida was just one of the dealers. The way they operate, they sell through dealers. And if I remember correctly, it's like a little bit cheaper going through the dealer than it is through the manufacturer.
Yeah, because the shipping was included or something.
No, I don't know. Shipping was a lot. I mean, it was $800, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it was $800.
But we were going to get the $600 one, and they had sold out.
Yeah, so we had to upgrade.
Yeah, we had to upgrade.
Because we couldn't downgrade. We had to upgrade. The only choice was the big one.
Yeah, we had done our research and everything into it and all, so it was definitely. I think it's definitely going to be worth it, especially in years to come as we process. Jana can tell you that it would be great to have a chicken plucker. So. Yeah.
All right. So I'm so behind. We hadn't.
Oh yeah, Jana says they use shrink bags and love them too.
So you want to talk about that?
What, the shrimp? Oh, the broccoli? Oh yeah, there's an update on the broccoli. I had showed him a picture on my iPhone. So the broccoli.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
The broccoli is doing great. I've been gone and I didn't have Tommy do anything. I'm probably going to have to water it tomorrow. I really think I want to put some drip tape in there. Maybe do about 2 rows of drip tape, and where I can it'll be easy watering and everything. But I think that's all it needs is a little water right now. And I need to get some leaves raked up and do a heavy mulching, because I don't really want to have to be weeding, the beds or anything. So.
Yeah.
While he's out there, he took some pictures of the peppers, and they are crazy. We didn't stake them, and they are just falling over and everything. I'm going to need to pick peppers in the morning. I have a different variety, lots of different varieties of them. This one, the huge one, that's my horseradish right back there. This is called, I think it's Numex. It's kind of a habanero pepper, but it's not real hot. And so I'm not that one, but this tall one above it in the background. And you can see a little
loaded
pepper.
With pepper. We got peppers everywhere.
And I've been waiting for them to turn. I had picked one that was a little on the green side, but see that there they are. They're green right there, but they turn a bright orangish yellow color, and they're really, really pretty. You'll see one in the corner of the screen when it pans back over. But I still have a lot of weeds over in that area that I've got to get to. But let's see. Those are chili peppers, those little red peppers. And those green ones are chili peppers waiting to turn. You can see right in the left corner of the screen there was a yellow pepper. So I'm excited about that I'm going to get to do something with them. I'm not sure what I'm going to do.
This is unbelievable.
Oh, the green beans. I have been neglecting the green beans. I didn't pick them this last week.
Y'all, this is the original planting of green beans. This is not something we just planted a couple of weeks ago. These were planted when?
When were they planted? Oh, back in the spring. These are our spring snap beans. But, all right, somebody said they need to get with me on the horseradish.
Yeah, that's Deep South. So that's either Wanda or Danny one. Yeah, we can do that. That sounds good.
I think I ordered it. I got my horseradish start was from Baker Creek. Yeah, Patty pickled a peck of pickled peppers.
Patty picked a peck of pickled peppers.
I wonder how much a peck.
That's a bunch.
No,
we ain't got that many.
Peck, we might. Peck is a certain part of a bushel.
I know. A bushel's like a big.
I know, but a peck's littler than a bushel.
And I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but the mystery berries, it's possum grapes.
Yes, it's possum grapes.
And the top of this, they're in the top of this tree. I should have, here I am about to point. There's two vines that were at the bottom of that tree. One of them's a muscadine vine and the other's a possum grape vine.
And it's definitely got the grape leaves on it, so.
And I just you can't see it. I was afraid of that. But that thing is loaded with clusters of possum grapes. And so hopefully very, very soon we'll get out there with the, we would never do something unsafe like raise Patty up in the bucket of the tractor. But,
with the ladder.
Yeah, no, not with the ladder, but doggone it, you just can't quite see them. But
there, it's covered. Let's see. Mother of Many Horses says she admires my peppers. Well, thank you very much. You know, I've not always had a great success with my peppers either, but I was talking to a lady that goes to the farmer's market also, and I think peppers are more of a fall thing because it's like in the fall, they just explode. And I've done that in a few years past. I put up, you know, I'm still using some of those peppers. I've just about used them all, bell peppers. And it's like they started really making in the fall. So maybe that's, you know, a trick to it is that they're more, you plant them in the spring, but you're really not going to get your harvest good into the fall.
Somebody's asking if Danny's got at Deep South has a video on that plucker. We do. There's AldermanFarms has a video. I'd like to see Danny's.
Yeah, Danny I think made his plucker if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay. But we do. If you go back and search in AldermanFarms videos for chicken plucker, we have one in there. It's magic. I'm just telling you, it's magic. It is.
You know what? Our time's almost up.
It's almost up. So let me tell you what we're excited about.
Yes.
That is coming up in a couple of weeks, and I don't know if anybody knows about this at all. Let me see how this is going to work, because I want to come back over here, and I think if I do this, if I scroll up, I'm hoping, I'm just going to have to wait until the video catches up, but the Redeeming the Dirt Conference, October 7th and 8th in Gadsden, Alabama. Is anybody going to that? Anybody out in any of our viewers going to be attending the Redeeming the Dirt Conference, October 7th through the 8th in Gadsden, Alabama? We would love to maybe meet up there. Yeah, but I want to see now. Now it's catching up. I want to see. I scrolled up, so we're going to see if it scrolled up, because I can't see Wirecast right now. We're trying something. This is the first time we've done showed a web thing, a web page link. It doesn't look like it's scrolling up. But
anyway, we're real excited. Scroll down to the speakers.
Yeah, I mean, Joel Salatin is going to be there.
I'm so excited.
And Brian Oldreeve and Noah Sanders, and we are expecting God to do something in us and through us as a result of this conference. And Joel Salatin recently came out of the closet, so to speak. And that's what he said, not me. That was his own words. It was not came out of the closet. His most recent book, he said, was his coming out book. I've always known, since I've read anything by him, suspected he was a Christian. But his most recent book, he just came flat out, and so we're excited about we believe God is going to use us in gospel ministry using what we know about how he wants us to care for the earth. And that's a lot of what this Redeeming the Dirt is about, bringing God glory through agriculture. A lot Christians, Joel Salatin says this, and I believe it, really sort of abdicated our position as stewards of the earth and gave it over to the hippie environmentalists, and we shouldn't ought to be that way. We should be the ones out there protecting creation and stewarding it.
Yeah, and being good stewards, because that's what God wants us to do. Yeah. So. All
right, we are. You know what? We're down to just a few minutes left, and because I'm out of practice and haven't been here, I neglected until this very minute to say we're part of the Homestead Network.
That's right.
And if you're, I've noticed some of the other shows that I've caught, managed to be able to catch while I was traveling or something. There's been some new people hopping in, saying, hey, I just found this stream. What are y'all doing here? What's this about? Well, you can find out more about what we're about by going to thehomesteadnetwork.com. There's a page there, I think, called Channels that will talk about each one of the member channels of the Homestead Network. There's a page there for show times that will give you the current lineup of shows on the Homestead Network. I didn't check to make sure that nothing has changed. I'm pretty sure that Big Family Homestead is after us, right? And then there's somebody. I'm sorry. And then I think Jared, and then Grandpa. Is that right? Somebody help me out there if I missed that. The Marvelous Pigments of Pigs. That's right, Roy and Faye. Yeah. It's an awesome book, which all of Joel's books are awesome.
Yeah.
So, big book recommendation. Go out and get The Marvelous Pigments of Pigs. I'll link it in the description of this video. And then if you're not familiar with Joel Salatin, then I think his keynote book is Folks, This Ain't Normal. And so I'll link both of those. Folks, This Ain't Normal. And I recommend, if you're not familiar with Salatin, read that first, and then read The Marvelous Pigments of Pigs.
Yeah.
So we're down to.
I have a show idea for next week.
Okay, what?
Because we're talking about going to this conference and everything. I would be interested. I know we're all spread out all over the United States and even in Australia. Right?
Yeah,
right,
all over the world.
All over the world. But anyway, let's bring your show out. Bring your thoughts on different. I can't call the word. What are we going to? A conference. Different conferences that you've been to, or festivals or whatever, where it's, they do stuff like that we're all interested in, the homestead and stuff. And
like, has anybody ever been to any of the Southern SAWG conferences? Is it SAAWG?
I don't know.
Or just SAWG? Southern Agricultural Working Group. Yeah. Southern SAWG Conference.
It's in Kentucky. We're planning to go there this year.
It's in Kentucky, yeah. How cool would that be if other people in the network were going to be at Southern SAWG? So let us know if you've ever been to that.
I know there's some in Tennessee. There's some different conferences, homestead conferences in Tennessee. And
that's right, Tommy from Off Grid Nation. Doggone it. Sorry about that, Tommy. My bad. Is after Big Family.
That's right, and I knew that. But anyway, so I think that would be an interesting show. I would love to hear some of your comments on different shows you've been to, and some of the ones that are conferences. There's a couple that I'm looking at that I hadn't told him about yet that I'd like to talk about too. And I'd love to have your input. I'm always wanting to go and learn different information and stuff like that. So.
And go check out. It's not too late if you've got free plans next week. RedeemingTheDirt.com.
Yeah.
RedeemingTheDirt.com. All right, get out of here. Go to Big Family Homestead and tell them we sent you.
Yes. Y'all have a great day.
And I'm gonna try to turn all this off again.
Bye.
Did I decide I needed to turn it off in Wirecast first or on YouTube? What do you do?
I follow my directions.
What does the directions say? When all else fails, read the directions.
Okay.
Close
Wirecast.
So that means
that.
Okay.